Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something genuinely fascinating, how the three Lions found the back of the net across two massive tournaments. We're going way beyond the standard highlight reels here to really uncover their tactical transformation on the global stage between 2018 and 2022. It's a striking evolution for sure.
Well, it all really kicks off with the sheer crushing pressure of knockout football. Think back to that nerveless penalty against Colombia in 2018. When the captain stepped up under just unimaginable pressure, he truly proved he was England's priceless gem. It wasn't just a goal, it sparked this genuine belief that, hey, maybe this squad actually can handle the weight of the world.
So to really understand this progression, we're going to follow a quick roadmap. First, the set-piece blueprint. Second, youth and dynamic counters. Third, the captain as architect. And finally, making World Cup history. Let's dive in.
Okay, starting off with Section 1, the set-piece blueprint, dominating the dead ball.
You know, what's so absolutely fascinating here is how crucial the backline was for actually scoring. You had Harry Maguire delivering these thumping headers past Sweden, then John Stones just running completely unchecked to score twice against Panama, and the engine running the whole shebang, Kieran Trippier's delicious, picture-perfect deliveries. The defenders were literally their most lethal attackers.
Now, it definitely required a bit of bumping and barging in the box, but man, that proved worth its weight in gold. By using these clever tactical flicks and just sheer physical power, they completely overwhelmed teams like Tunisia right out of the traps. Opponents actually protested the physical leverage they were using, but leaning on those advantages effectively forced those critical breakthroughs.
Moving right along to Section 2, youth and dynamic counters, mapping out the tactical shift.
Right, so fast forward to 2022 against Senegal, and we see this brilliant, seamless fusion of youth and experience. You've got young Jude Bellingham putting in the incredibly hard work, making these dynamic, penetrating runs behind the defense, and that paired so perfectly with the experience of Jordan Henderson. He brings this calm presence, arriving exactly on time to just slot it home. It's wise heads and young legs working in perfect harmony.
To see this clinical, counter-attacking football at its absolute best, let's break down step by step how they devastated Senegal right before halftime. First, Jude Bellingham wins the ball on the edge of his own box. Second, he drives forward, bringing a whole flood of England shirts sprinting up the pitch alongside Phil Foden. And third, they pick the perfect passes, and Harry Kane finishes the move clinically. Boom. In a matter of seconds, deep defense turns into a devastating goal.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 3, the captain is architect, looking at Harry Kane's evolution.
So instead of just waiting in the box like a traditional number 9, which was kind of his main gig back in 2018, Kane developed into an absolute architect. He started deliberately dropping deep to attract defenders. He's literally dragging the center halves right out of position. This leaves massive, gaping spaces in behind for rapid players like Marcus Rashford and Phil Foden to explode.
The live commentary at the time hit the nail on the head, calling it Harry Kane the architect coming deep, watching as Phil Foden skips past his man and Bukayo Saka brilliantly lifts it over. Saka benefited directly from this against Senegal, not to mention his really unselfish double against Iran earlier on where he just danced through defenders with the ball. Kane's gravity basically created the vacuum for those wingers to shine.
Let's bring it home with Section 4, making World Cup history, covering milestones and masterclasses. 11. That is the exact number of goals England scored during their run in 2018. And why is that number so special? Well, because it remarkably mirrors the exact total scored by the legendary 1966 World Cup winning team. That early reliance on set-piece dominance directly fueled a truly historic output. And then, jumping to 2022 against Wales, we hit another massive milestone, 100. Marcus Rashford stepped up and just smashed this incredibly powerful free kick past Danny Ward. Striking with absolute purity, he single-handedly secured England's 100th ever World Cup goal.
But, okay, the absolute peak of tension definitely came against France. It required Kane to step up against his own club teammate. You can just imagine there are tons of mind games going on here. Do you change what you normally do because the keeper knows you inside out? He had to completely reset and re-perform his rituals under the most immense pressure imaginable.
By completely ignoring all that noise and sticking strictly to Plan A, he hammered home the penalty. And in doing so, he secured a massive individual landmark right in the white heat of a quarterfinal, officially moving level with Wayne Rooney as England's all-time top goal scorer. It was a tactical masterclass that resulted in a historic personal achievement. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. We've watched them evolve from a squad relying purely on set-piece muscle into a dynamic, counterattacking force that beautifully blends youthful speed with experienced calmness, all orchestrated by a record-breaking captain. Looking at this incredible tactical versatility, is this the blueprint for ultimate World Cup glory? Thanks for exploring this with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.